You have one unheard message.
Okay, it's 3 a.m. My shoes are gone. Was there, and my Uber rating is definitely a 0. You are not ready for this story.
Hi guys, Happy New Year's and welcome to It's Always Something with Davis Rowe. I'm your host, Davis Rowe. So I hope everyone is having a great start to their new year. I know I am. Well, currently I'm obviously sitting in a studio, but what did I do with my last few days of December? Well, I traveled home from school and then my roommate, Emily, we like to travel together because why travel alone when you can travel with your best friend? So after we kind of were going trip for trip, our parents were kind of almost in a competition. And now every time they go somewhere, her dad makes sure to invite me. It's really funny. So I'm going to Val Thorens with her family, which is the French Alps, which is I've never been a ski family. And I feel like ski families were always so put together and going to these exotic locations. Don't get me wrong, my parents did a lot of traveling when I was growing up, but we were never invited. They're like, you stay at home with the babysitter, we're gonna go have some fun. But Emily's family likes to do a big old family trip every year, and her dad invited me. No, literally, her dad, not her, invited me. He sent Emily her plane ticket, and it also just bought me a plane ticket to we're doing Amsterdam as well. So I was like, yeah, wow, I really can't escape you. Shawty really said you're coming with us too. But obviously I'm not fucking complaining. Last time I was in Val Thorens, though, was when I was abroad. Also, we're going to do some abroad tips in this episode, even though I swore to you guys I would never talk about abroad because, I'm not a planner. I just, was a plannee. I don't know what's the opposite of that. I was just a doer, And you guys are about to go abroad, so I figured I could give you some insight because I actually think I have some good insight, at least with packing, because I definitely fucked up in that department. But so last time I was in Val Thorens was when I was studying abroad, and I just kind of did that as a little trip. And Emily wasn't abroad, but she was there with her family as they do every year. And when I was there, I had my ski injury. We were going down the mountain after après ski, the party on the mountain. And I don't know if I was drunk or just straight up stupid, probably a mix of both. But I fell on my ski, and I've told you guys about this before, and we don't need to get graphic, but I my vagina was the side of a bowling ball, not a bowling ball, maybe not a tennis ball. No, I was gonna say not a golf ball, but bigger, like a lacrosse ball. Then after that, we're going to Amsterdam, which I've been to Amsterdam once before, and it was my favorite place I've ever been. So I'm thrilled to be going back. Not too sure really what we're gonna do, but we already had a flight to Europe. I had no say because Emily's, already got it. And so why, just go to one country? We're going to go to two. Also, something that happened recently is someone started one of those accounts that's what is Davis Rowe wearing, right? And my friends were all making jokes, just being like, oh my God, you made it. I remember when I followed famous creators and then they'd have a what are they wearing? That's when I was like, oh, they made it. But funny enough, half the things that they're posting, it's my glasses that I got at the thrift store that are definitely from some random glasses brand, probably a $3 pair. And they're listed as Tom Ford. I'm like, wow, you guys really think I'm bougie like that? And also half the things being linked are, it's Davis Rowe's closet, right? No. I like to wear my friends' clothes a lot. And they're it's literally Emily Shire's closet. It's Camille's closet. I'm like, yeah, sorry guys, I didn't make the account, but half the clothes being posted on there aren't mine. But maybe I should just keep that to myself, but I also did the 12 Bars of Christmas last month, so you guys probably saw that. That was really fun. Me talking about it I already did it. Did the 12 Bars of Christmas, and I feel I've been getting so many questions asking about my parents and my family because that video on Thanksgiving and then again on Christmas, they're probably going to be in some sort of matching sweatsuits. But by this time, you guys have probably already seen that. My family dynamic is kind of interesting. There's 3 of us. People, I feel a lot of the times think I'm an only child. I'm not an only child, but it sometimes kind of felt like that because when we moved to Florida, it was the middle of my sophomore year, and my sister had taken a gap year because she went to Harvard. What the fuck? She took all the brain cells. That's why I'm the way I am. Selfish bitch. And she actually, obviously, you're not going to be paying, what is it? Probably like fucking $70,000 to go to Harvard out of state. Do they even have like in state? Like, I don't know. Like, that is an absurd amount of money. So you're not going to pay that and be doing online school. I think my sister got some scholarships for rugby, but it's like not, that's besides the point. But you're not going to be paying even what I wouldn't want to pay any large amount of money to be doing online school. Like, that's just kind of fucking ridiculous. So she took a gap year. So her and my brother went off to school at the same time, and they weren't going to like move out to Florida. So I forget where my brother went. Like, man's probably living at a friend's house. My sister lived at my grandparents' house for a little bit. And so it was just me and my parents. So honestly, like, I kind of always have felt like the only child syndrome. Also, like, my siblings both shared a car in high school, drove like a 2002 like Honda Civic that was like worn into the ground that we bought off of a family friend. And then like, they always say like the only child, or not the only child. See, I'm already calling myself that. The youngest child is kind of like, spoiled, gets whatever. That honestly was super true. But also they packed me up and moved me to Florida. So I was low-key pissed and they felt bad. So like we moved to Florida. I get my license. I get like a cute little convertible. My siblings are like, what? And I went to like private school because the Florida public schools were just like, we tried it and it just like literally wasn't working because I'm someone who needs like a little extra help in school, to say the least. So that was just like not working for me. I was way too lost in the sauce. So yeah, a little bit of only child syndrome there. My brother, like I say, my sister, as I said, went to Harvard, played rugby. I went to San Diego State and partied in a bikini, and my brother went to Boulder and smoked weed. That's kind of how I explain the three of us. My brother is also very, like my sister, they're very book smart. He also is like pretty street smart too. My sister is like the opposite. Like my sister, she'll tell you this. I don't mean this in a mean way. Like genuinely can be like one of the stupidest people ever. Like we have this thing called a quote list, and it's just like quotes we've all said. Mine are pretty brutal. I have a lot of dumb ones. I actually read some of them in the last episode, but my sisters are straight up just like shit just goes right over her head. She's really book smart, obviously, hensing she went to a great school. But street smarts, yeah, really goes right over her head. So that's kind of the three of us and our dynamic. And my brother's kind of like a mix of the both of us. And then my parents are just my fucking parents. I've been getting like DMs asking for their lore. And I'm like, they have to like come, we have to do like a family app and they have to come on the mic and tell you. But my dad likes to like stay out of it. People ask what my parents do. My mom, she has said this many times. My mom says her job is being the best Mrs. Rowe that she can be. Growing up, she did have a job just to like help out with bills and stuff, and would just, I don't know, she worked at like front desk of a cosmetology place. She worked at Lululemon for a little bit. And then once we moved to Florida, she just stopped working and was the best Mrs. Rowe she can be. My dad did sports marketing for a while, and did sports marketing for like, the basic sports, like his company owns like the Philadelphia Union when we lived in Philadelphia. They own this thing called YSC Sports, which is like indoor soccer facilities. And that was like my fucking side quest job, by the way. In freshman year, I worked at the snack bar and I had the brilliant idea to put a tips jar. And then, the cute little soccer moms. I literally probably was making more than my dad. No, I'm just kidding. But like the snack bar was making six figures at the snack bar. Not actually, but I honestly fucking could have. But the cool thing about what he did was not just, those indoor facilities and basic soccer. He also did, like the sports that you don't really see. So helped sports like competitive frisbee, competitive cornhole, and got those on TV and like marketed for those. And then he sold his company and doesn't do that anymore. And now just works in private equity, which like, I don't know. That's just what my mom said. My dad works in private equity, but apparently that's like some big shot job. And I sound like a snobby little bitch saying that because I was saying that and people are like, ooh, but I don't, it's what he does. My bad. I'm not too sure about it, but that's kind of the facts and the situation. And then that same side, my dad's side is like the Grace Kelly lore. I feel like I've explained the Grace Kelly lore 500 times, but I somehow feel like it's never enough because people are still always asking, and like, shit, it's not like I don't want to talk. It's not like it's something I don't want to talk about. I love to talk about it. I think it's super fucking cool. But also I think there's some misconception, and not that I want to clear the air on this because like, please think this, but for some reason people think I'm like a Nepo. They're going to laugh at me when I say this. This sounds so pick me, but people think I'm a Nepo baby. Everyone's like, who said that? Show the receipts. I'm like, fuck. No, there was this TikTok, guys. Of course, I fucking posted it on like 7 times on all my main platforms. But it was like, I just want to be that like blonde girl with like big blue eyes who just like listens to like niche underground music and like hangs out with other Nepo babies and like is a Nepo baby. And the not the top comment, but like, since it was my ad, it was the top comment for me, but it had a lot of likes and it was like at Davis Rowe. I'm like, what? Is that what you guys think I am? Because I obviously like don't, it's like you always want to see yourself how other people see you, but like you just never will. So if people see me as a Nepo baby, that's epic. Yes, I am related to Grace Kelly, but like, yeah, not like I'm pulling a Kylie Jenner self-made billionaire thing and I hustled and came from absolutely nothing, but it's not like that is getting our family any more income, maybe a little clout, but no income. My dad does work for the Prince Albert Foundation too, which is like almost like a charity thing. Well, it is a charity thing, so it's definitely not paid. And I think I'm allowed to say this, or I probably am. I am. I don't know. I never know what I'm allowed to say, but I still fucking say it. Princess Charlene, who's Albert's wife, she has a charity she does like a pool safety, which obviously I think that's a current thing that was trending on TikTok, pool safety. And that's something I always want to help out in charities and everything in between. And I'm actually CPR certified because I had to be for my gymnastics training. And I actually like re-certify myself. I think the last time I did it was a year ago. I might have to do it. But a lot of cool charities they do over there, just trying to like, use their privilege and their platform to like make something, which I think is really fucking cool. And obviously, as I just said, I want to be involved. My dad is involved and does so much, helps out a lot. I don't quite really know how. I'm not too sure on the details, but he's doing a lot of work with that. So that obviously keeps the family ties and kind of is why we're going to Monaco a lot. But yeah, it's on my dad's side. And it's my dad's mom. So my Granny, who I was just at her house for Thanksgiving. It's like where the iconic sweatsuit video takes place. Her aunt was Grace Kelly. So I think it's my great aunt technically. And she was literally Grace Kelly's flower girl. Like if you go to the Monaco Palace, she's like on a thing outside being the flower girl, I'm pretty sure. I forgot. I saw it when I was in Monaco a couple years ago. Forget exactly what the picture is. But she just has so much fucking cool lore. Like, you guys really see the side of, like, my mom and all her everything. And she's, yeah, really fucking cool. But honestly, like, my dad might be fucking cooler on that side of the family. He obviously, because it's, like, really important job, can't come online and be silly. But he's literally one of the goofiest motherfuckers ever. And that side of the family is just really fun. That's like, my mom honestly just doesn't really talk to her side of the family. Like, we just don't really correlate with them. Is correlate the right word? So like every, holiday, it's always on my dad's side. And my grandma is just like, has so much fucking lore. Like, was on the cover of 17 magazine, which is just like so cool. And yeah, just did a lot of fun different things. Obviously, there are some things that I want to be leaving in 2025. And hence on the word I'm, because like, I'm going to make some jokes throughout this episode, obviously. What? Shocker. But seriously, jokes about being like, things we should leave in 2025. Fucking Birkenstocks. Like, it's been long enough. Stop wearing fucking Birkenstocks. But also, like, just because someone else isn't doing it, like, doesn't mean you shouldn't be fucking doing it. Honestly, if less people are doing it, that would make me want to do it even more. But hence the word I'm, okay? These are things I'm leaving in 2025. You do fucking you, okay? Men who say, I'm just really not on my phone. You're literally addicted to porn. What do you mean you're never on your phone? Like, your screen time's 14 hours and it's all on porn fucking hub. The I'm never on my phone. Okay, I hate that. I literally hate that because it's like, change that, You're never on your phone. Well, how about be on your phone? You ever think of that? Like, that's a really great idea. It's not like I'm asking you to be like vlogging your whole fucking day and doing Vlogmas in December. I'm literally just asking for a text back. Also, I throughout my day, like, see something and be like, oh my God, like, I want to, if I had a boyfriend, this is in theory. Because this is how I act with my girlfriends. Like, whenever I've had a boyfriend, I'm telling him something 24/7. And then when I'm, not with said man, I'm telling my best friend everything 24/7. When you're single, you are a way better friend. And you're just, but back to my point is you should, when you have these little things happen to you, like, I don't know why that wouldn't make you want to text your partner. That's how I am, whether it's a partner or a best friend. Like, just when little things happen, I want to go and tell someone. I mean, yeah, I have a journal, but I'm not, seeing something funny and writing it in my journal immediately. I want to like call a friend, tell them, film a little video. So when men just say they're not on their phone, I just think that's a weird excuse, because I think if you were with someone, you'd want to be in contact with them a lot. And I'm not saying like not text me back in an hour, but when these men are going 8 hours, I'm like, dude, let's be fucking real. So that's something I want to leave in 2025. Trying to fix people is something I'm going to leave. I am not an employee at Build-A-Bear. Like, I don't need to be building someone from the ground up and stuffing them and everything in between, feeding them, burping them, sending them off to school and packing their lunch. Like, that is just not my job. I think, especially at the age of 21, we have just been through so much and learned so many things through experiences, through your mother's fucking word of mouth telling you yes and no growing up, and everything in between. So I just think, at this age, if you're just still kind of doing that same old bullshit, that's fine. But just, do it in 2025, because it's not happening in 2026. I'm over it. Birkenstock, see, that's my example. I've kept my mouth shut long enough, I've written down. But like, again, you do you. Fluffy brows, I don't know. I said that would come and that would go really fast. I was into like the sticking the brows straight up until I was like, you kind of look like you just got electrocuted. But I just didn't really know what else to do with them. They were so thin, but then, everyone's doing the thin brows now, and I'm a creature of copying. No, wait, I can't put that out there. I'm a creature of following the trends, and everyone's doing the thin brows, so I am onto it now. And I literally got my eyebrows done for one of the first times the other day. Eyebrow check. Looking snatched. And I think the other time I got them done, it didn't really do much. So I was like, bro, what's the point? But I got him done this last time, and she like really thinned him out, snatched them, and I'm loving it. So I'm leaving the fluffy brows in 2025 because I'm going to start getting mine threaded. So that's a really big W for me. Labubu's. They're really creepy. Like, obviously, like, I actually had a video go viral of me hating on Labubu's. But I was just, like, needed content that day. Like, I really didn't feel that passionate about the topic, honestly. And then it went really viral, and I had to like stand by it and like start a D1 Labubu hater club. And it like really wasn't that deep. But, that's what's the problem with the internet. The second something goes viral, it like is that deep, and everyone's like criticizing every word and every image in the video. And you're like, holy fuck, let's chill out here. But I keep seeing them, and I actually am not just saying this to be pick me anymore, as I was before, but they're actually starting to creep me out. Like, I saw one, I was on the train a couple days ago coming to LA, and someone had a Labubu attached to their back. Labubu. I can't say it, like, Labubu. And it was just like hanging and dangling and smiling at me, and they literally look fucking demonic. Like, I'm sorry, it's kind of creepy, but my roommate has like 6 of them, so guess I am bringing those into 2026. Something else I sadly am leaving in 2025, not by choice, is my dad's Uber. He kicks me off. So, shit that's getting left in 2025. My hometown, I'm leaving that in 2025. I'm talking about Philly, not Florida. Florida is literally coming with me to the grave. I talked about this again in like one of my other episodes, but just every time I go back to my hometown, and like drinking alcohol definitely exaggerates this and does not fucking help. But I like throw everything in the fucking trash can, and recycling, don't worry, I'm environmentally friendly, and just flush it down the goddamn toilet. Like, everything I've learned, it just goes up in the air. I forget all the growth I've done as a person the 4 years I've been in college. Again, especially after I've drank. And I just like am texting people that I haven't talked to in years, like being this version of myself that I don't even resonate with anymore, and like almost like forcing a person into myself that like, I'm like, who the fuck are you, bitch? And again, not that I like, I'm not the same person. I've always been the same person, but like morally, I've definitely grown a lot. My mom actually called me the other day and like, this just is a fucking tell-all, guys. Like, this is just how I was raised. And like, again, not shitting on my mom, like, love her. But again, like, when you're a young child and in your formative years, like, what your parents say is kind of like what goes. You think they're right. You think they know everything. And it's not that necessarily wasn't true. And my mom was giving me terrible advice, but like, my mom's not me. No one's me. You're the only person who's you. So you really are the one who decides your morals, how you feel about things, what you like. It even goes into fucking politics, Like, yeah, sure, at first when you're growing up, you might have those opinions and ideas forced into your head. But I feel like the older you grow and the more experiences you go through, you just start to form your own, right? And in high school and middle school, I definitely like was, and it was actually some funny enough. I feel like I jump around to 40 different stories, but just stay with me. It'll all come together in the end. I was also talking to Emily about this, my roommate and best friend, better known as MLE. And she asked, like, do you think we'd be friends in high school? And funny enough, I actually said yes, just because I was like, I'm not going to say you weren't like a little devious cunt in high school, and I'm not going to say I wasn't either. But I was never a devious cunt unless provoked. Like, I was always honestly like super nice, super fucking loyal. But where my problem lied, and this is kind of what I'm like, I'm perfect. I'm not the problem. I'm going to blame my mom for these. But I was never, I feel like, a bitch unless provoked. But again, I'm going to blame my mom because this is just how I was raised. I'm kidding, Mom. You're perfect. But the reason I do think me and Emily would have been friends in high school is because I was never a cunt unless provoked. But the problem is once I was provoked, I was like 50 times the cunt they were, you know, and then I'm just the cunt. Because as we talk about a lot, reaction is everything. And if someone's going to be mean to you, but then you're like 10 times more mean and just like blow the situation out of proportion, like you're just going to look like the bad guy. So that was something I learned the hard way. But why do I think I learned it the hard way? Because my mother. And I'll go back to some details maybe of things she would say growing up to me in high school and middle school. But I think this will sum it up. My mom calls me the other day and she's like, I have fucking tea for you. Like I need to vent. I'm like, okay. I put her on speaker. It's me and Emily on the couch. And my mom's like, I got in a full-on fight with this girl at this holiday party the other day. I'm like, let's hear it. Also, I could sit here and honestly tell you so many stories about these fights my mom has gotten with. My mom also is, as I was in high school and middle school, so nice and less provoked. But that's like fine. But it's like, okay, girl came at you with a 2. Yeah, sure. Maybe come back with a 3. No, bitch comes back with a 25. And it's kind of terrifying. So especially like she is mama bear. Like if you're to come at one of her kids, like she's scary. But besides that, very easygoing. And she went to this holiday party and some girl was like, being rude. They were doing like a gift exchange and this girl was like, you know, just kind of rude to my mom. My mom like accidentally like took a sip of her drink and the girl like freaked out on her and was like, what's wrong with you? And my mom's like, we're at a holiday party. Everyone's drinking out of solo cups. First red flag. My mom was already pissed, obviously. She's like, I need the glass. I need the stem. I'm kidding. But she like drank out of this girl's cup and I guess the girl like was so mad and then like went up to her friend and started like whispering in her ear. And one thing is like, you know, if you have a problem with my mom, like go say it to her. Honestly, she'll be like, whatever, I see. But if you're to go like whisper behind her back, like, oh my God, she's gonna fucking come for you. So I guess this girl, you know, was like talking and was like, what's wrong with that woman? And then my dad like said a little joke too about the situation. And the girl like didn't find it funny and went up to the host of the party and was like, who is that? Who's that man? Like I need to like confront him. Like, what the fuck is wrong with him? And you know, it's like a Lisa Rinna moment, you know, maybe sure, come at my mom, that's scary, but like come at her husband, you're fucked, you know? So then whatever, the holiday party ends, whatever. And my mom was saying how there was something sent in a group chat about, I'm like a little fuzzy because girl was just yelling into the phone. And I honestly was like, I don't even know what to say to this. But fast forward a little bit, who knows what happened? Some tit for tat, some secret Santa went around. And all of a sudden my mom's texting this group chat being like, you're a fucking cunt to this girl. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I even, okay, there might've been some things leading up to it. I'm sure I'm leaving out some details, but I'm honestly just a creature of habit. And last time a situation like this was brought to my attention, my mom was at a bar in Sarasota and some girl was being rude and my mom, like, I think called her a cunt. What was my mom doing? I forget. I think my mom was like being loud. Like the girl was like, wait, you're being too loud. Like quiet down. You know, never tell my mom to quiet down. And then she called the girl a cunt. And like, my mom is really not a mean person. This kind of sounds bad. Like this definitely, I can count on one hand the amount of times my mom's called someone a cunt. But I also think most people couldn't even count one time. So I think that's why I'm telling the story, you know? So some girl calls her a cunt and then my dad's like, Lauren, you cannot be calling people cunts. And my mom said, well, if she wasn't a cunt, I wouldn't have called her one. And that was my mom's logic. So, you know, back to how this plays into me and growing up in friendships. Well, when I would go home and tell my mom, like, oh, this girl was talking shit about me, my mom would be like, fuck her. Like, don't be her friend. Like, she's done. Hold your head high and look the other direction. Okay, well, maybe this girl was having a bad day. You know, maybe she regrets what she said. Maybe you can talk about it. Maybe you could take the approach of, hey, this really hurt my feelings. No. My mom's option was never speak to her again, block her, and just make new friends. So, you know, that is kind of why I am the way I am. And then, you know, I went to college and realized like shit happens. People fuck up, you know. If someone's your friend, that obviously means, you know, you care about the friendship and they obviously have values you like or do good things or are just nice, make you feel good, you have fun together, whatever that may be. And if you're so quick and so fast to just be like, bye, that clearly was not a friend you really cared about, you know? Friendships, you know, are kind of like they're a relationship. They take work, they take communication. And I think if someone's too upset you in a friendship, you know, and you're to go to them and talk about it and they tell you they'll fix it and like they understand and then don't do it and continue to be a bad friend, obviously that's different. That's a new discussion waiting to happen. But people fuck up, mistakes happen. And so, you know, don't always come in guns blazing. You know, that's something I've learned the hard way. But yeah. Okay. Are we still on? Like, I'm like, are we still on leaving things in 2025? Like, maybe I need to leave rambling off and losing my train of thought in 2025. But that's not gonna fucking happen. That's also something we'll talk about. See, I'm already doing it and skipping ahead. But things like we need to make realistic New Year's resolutions, because like, why just set yourself up for failure? That's like a New Year's fails. No, it's resolutions. So if you're really going to make a resolution, make sure it's something you're going to stick to, because then you're already just setting yourself up for failure in the new fucking year. And that's no way to go into the new year. So let's do New Year's resolutions I'm not making. Spending less money, because again, on the same thing, I don't want to set myself up for failure. And if I make a resolution to spend less money, I'm just going to not do that. And then I'll be disappointed in myself. So I wanted to just start off really honest this year. I said not going back to my ex, but then I was like, wait, why would I say that? Like, shouldn't we leave that? But here I live for the plot too much. That is true. Like at the end of the day, like we're all going to fucking die and I want to be remembered, you know, and you're not going to do that by sitting home on a Friday night, you know, get your ass out there and fucking work. But like, seriously, like I'm a creature of living for the plot and it's fucked me in the ass so many times. Well, that was aggressive. I could name some other, my next segment is all things that have fucked me in the ass. But yeah, like I just fuck, like, it's like your friends when they're like, oh, do this. Like, and it's something that's like, why would you do that? You know, when your friend's like, oh my God, wait, like go into the like back of the kitchen in Chipotle and you're like not supposed to do that. And then your friend's like, do it. And then you just do it. Like I'm always the friend who like my friends will like tell me to do something. And if it's funny, like I will do it just for the plot, you know? So yeah, I'll probably keep fucking up, but just know it's for the plot. Stopping drinking oat milk. I feel like that's a trend happening within the influencers. They're stopping drinking oat milk because it has like, who knows, fat in it. I don't know. I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm going to continue drinking oat milk in 2025. I know you guys were really worried about that, so I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page for that. So you can go to sleep at night now. I'm dulling my sparkle. So many people, I think, are just fucking boring. I get told all the time, you're too much, you're too loud, you're just fucking boring. Live a little. I actually got in a fight with an old man last week and yelled at him to keep his hearing aid down. And I was also on the phone with my mom, you know, and she was encouraging it. And she was, yeah, fuck him. Like, he needs to turn his hearing aids down. Because I was walking on the Strand and I was like in my phone and I was just passionate about what I was talking about. And this old couple had like stopped and like let me pass by them. Like, fine, good, no harm, no foul. No. Then this man looks at me and is like, can you talk any fucking louder? And of course, I'm just going to be like, oh, I'm sorry. Actually, I probably wouldn't have done that. I don't even know. But my mom is like on the phone hearing this. She's like, who is that? What? They can like quiet down, you know? Tell him to turn his fucking hearing aids down. Next thing I knew, I was telling this 85-year-old man, maybe I'm not the problem and he just needs to turn his hearing aids down. Sorry, Gramps. Eating healthier. I think it's definitely like safe to say, like, people are always like, oh, what's your workout routine? What do you do? How do you do this? I literally walk 5 miles a fucking day. So like I definitely do some activity and that fucking helps. But I would never say I eat very healthy. I definitely do like to eat healthy, but I'm very good at balancing things. Self-compliment. But I just kind of eat what I feel like I want that day, but I'm just aware of like how much I'm eating of it, you know? Like I could literally do like a never ending food eating challenge every time I'm eating, but it's just like we don't need to be doing that. So it's like, you know, I just make the conscious choice of not getting the like caniac combo and instead I just get like 4 fingers, you know? So I'd never say I am gonna eat healthier in the new year, but maybe just, you know, be more aware, portion control. Not to be like Liv Schmidt with my portion controlling, but that's my take on it. Cause I get so many DMs about it. And it's like, to be fucking honest, like, you're gonna hate this answer. I just have a fast metabolism. I have great genes. You know, it's the Grace Kelly genes. What can I say? But I just work out a lot. I'm active. I like to move my body. Like last night, or yesterday, I woke up and did my morning workout that I always do. And then at like 6 o'clock, I had nothing to do from like 6 to 7. I actually had nothing to do from 6 to 7. That's something else we should leave in 2025. But so I just walked. Like that is something I would do. Like my friends like make fun of me. Like it's like my weird thing I do. Like I just fucking walk for miles. I don't know. It also helps that I live by the beach, but yeah, that's my take. Partying last. I love to party. And also the other night I was on antibiotics, as I fucking always am. And I said to my friends, and I was like, I wasn't drinking at this party I was at. It was like a pre-party, like we were at a hibachi dinner, so that's what I wasn't drinking at. And then everyone was going out to the bars after. And like everyone knew I wasn't drinking because we're doing like the sake gun and I'm like not having shit squirted in my mouth for once. So people obviously were aware I wasn't drinking. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm still obviously going out. Like, let's go out, whatever. And my friend's like, wait, but I thought you said you weren't drinking. I'm like, does that mean I can't go out? It doesn't. So I will never stop partying less. Maybe being, again, life's about balance. I'm pretty good at balancing too. And I like to feel healthy and I like to feel good, but I also like to, you know, be unhealthy and do those unhealthy habits and things. So just balancing it. I'm never going to stop partying, but, you know, maybe just drinking a little less when I party. But also it's always fun once in a while to get aggressively blacked out. But I've also think my frontal lobe's developing and like I just kind of find it cringy personally to be coming online. Like, no, I don't necessarily find it cringy for other people because honestly, I don't really give a fuck what you're doing. You do fucking you. I probably have like 10 hours of screen time and it's all just me watching my own videos in awe, in amazement. And where was I going with that? I like got distracted with talking about myself and how cool my videos are. Now I'm going to tell you some of my predictions for 2026. There's honestly a lot of them. I don't know. I'm like, shit. A lot of these are manifestations. Like predictions equal manifestations. I kind of fell into the same thing. So half of these are going to be me really gassing myself up. And no, it's just a manifestation. Okay? Okay. I predict I'm going to get canceled at least once. Like it's bound to fucking happen. I'm just trying to be realistic here. I think, especially with me like moving to New York and just figuring everything out, definitely gonna get canceled at least once. What's it gonna be for? I have no fucking clue. Probably something like I don't realize is cancelable and then I post it and everyone like is like, bro, what the fuck did you just post? And I'm like, oh, what? We shouldn't be saying that? Like it's probably gonna be something like that. I will be buying, my other prediction is I definitely will be, my Carrie Bradshaw moment, buying Vogue instead of dinner frequently. I'm moving to New York. I've been looking at apartments and rent and like, honestly, like there is, and I'm a 21-year-old girl who just like doesn't understand anything about the market or stocks or whatever the fuck. So I'm never going to be someone who's like I have some friends who like think it's inappropriate to talk about money or whatever. And also it's funny when I was saying my red flags the other day, I was saying one of my red flags is how I come from a humble family. And how is that a red flag? Because like what the fuck happened to me? A lot of my non-humbleness also, I hope you know, is like a joke. Like half of the jokes I make also like, yeah, my mom is like my twin. So she's like kicking her feet and laughing. But my dad's like, what the fuck are you saying? Like let's not be doing that. Currently now I'm on the payroll. I call it the payroll because it's like my dad still gives me some allowance, helps me out with stuff. The day I graduate, it's like I'm paying my own phone bill. And also I'm not saying this like this is so fucking crazy because I bet there's fucking 90% of the world already doing that. But I don't know, it'll be a big transition going from college and like having my parents helping me out to, you know, paying my own fucking rent, paying my phone bill, doing all that. And also, you know, still trying to be an iconic cunty queen and buying my $18 matcha a day and going shopping. So I predict I will be buying Vogue instead of dinner at times. And now here's my next segment, break. We'll go back to my predictions, but here's some things I'd rather buy instead of dinner, just to name a few. A really good pair of shoes. You know, if it's like I am, you know, rent is just looking like it's going to be cutting it close that month and, you know, dinner will be the first thing to go, honestly, you know? So some things I rather buy instead of dinner, a really good pair of shoes. If there's really cute shoes, I would take that over like a chopped salad for dinner. A concert ticket. I have that written here, but it's like, fuck, hopefully I just get guest list, you know? A new sex toy. I'd rather buy that instead of dinner. It just also, this depends how hungry I am and depends on the dinner, but those are some things that are my vogue instead of dinner items. Okay, now back to my predictions. I'm gonna get some known names on the roster. I wanted to also tell you guys kind of like my kiss list, like wish list, but for kissing, for my like New Year's kiss, like who I wish I had kissed or whatever. But then it's like, what if they see that? It's like, not that I care. Obviously, like I literally say the most vulgar shit and my fucking father sees it. But I don't know. I'm really trying to build the roster this year. That's my prediction. And honestly, like, I feel like people get scared. No, this is just, you know, maybe in my own head. But like I do those, you know, oh my God, good morning. I blacked out last night. And then I tell every single detail of my night, including like the man's circumference penis size on my TikTok. So I could get how, like, you know, maybe a man might be like, yeah, I honestly want to steer clear of her. I get it because I share my whole life online. But I'm putting this out here. I am good at keeping secrets when it comes to building a roster. You know, I want to have a Nepo baby famous husband. And if I have to keep my mouth shut in order to do that, I will. So let that be known. So I'm hoping to build my roster in silence this year. That's a prediction. I'm going to get masseter Botox. Is that the right word? Masseter? I don't know. I'm moving to New York City. I actually have no Botox. I like, again, that's like a funny, like, I feel like Botox, lipo, lip filler, it's kind of just like my brand, you know, it just plays in it. So I've made a few Botox jokes being like, oh my God, inject me right now. But I actually don't have any Botox because my mom works in the field and like there's just a lot of studies that's not good to do under 25. And I don't know. But the second I moved to New York, I feel like there's like a Botox thing on every corner. So I feel like once I move to New York and I'm just going to shapeshift and want that masseter Botox and get it all everywhere. Right now, I only have lip filler and that's kind of all I have, and fake hair, obviously, because I can't grow shit myself. The Grinch meal from McDonald's will give everyone salmonella. I really want to try it. And I keep posting that and everyone's like, wait, some psychic predicted it's going to give everyone salmonella. Well, I hear you lose 5 pounds when you get salmonella. So shit, there we go. I'm going to go on a brand trip. Again, maybe another manifestation. I mean, I'm in New York. I'm a New York City influencer. I feel like that's just like a rite of passage. It's like paying your taxes. It just happens, you know, you just fuck it. It's undeniable. I publicly crash out online over a very first world problem. That maybe is why I get canceled. Probably that could be one of the reasons, but that's a prediction. Maybe even a fact. I'm definitely going to crash out online and it's going to be over a first world problem and people are going to be like, this really why you're crying? Yeah, it is. And I'm going to do it again. So yeah. I'm going to Euro summer so fucking hard. It literally becomes a revolution. Yes. I am just planning on being like a yacht girl. Does that mean you like fuck old men? I don't know, but I do it. No, well, I don't know. It depends who's the old man. How big is the yacht? There's some questions, but sometimes you got to take one for the team. So if he'd let me bring the homies, I don't know. I'm not saying no. So that is a proper prediction, I think. I'm going to stop doing my own hair. Yes. I'm going to be living in New York, same where there's like a Botox place on every corner. There's like a hair place on every corner. And like a blowout literally is like my favorite thing. I think it just looks so good. I think when a girl has like a big bouncy blowout, I'm like, you're so gorgeous. And just like everything looks so put together and perfect. And I literally am incapable of doing my own hair. So when I moved to New York and literally I have the possibility of just getting a blowout every Monday and having someone wash my hair, I think I'm just going to actually never touch my own hair again. That's the goal. That's the dream. And that's my prediction. So I'm going to be spending a band on that. That's also something like that's my vogue instead of dinner. Like I rather buy a blowout than honestly have dinner. Again, depends on the dinner, depends how hungry I am, but shit, like a blowout dinner, it's tough. We're going to really be having to make some sacrifices out here next year. But, you know, until I'm rich and famous and then it's like shit, free for all. I'd get blowouts, I'd get dinner, I'll buy you a blowout, I'll buy you dinner. Keep it in mind. If you guys make me really famous, I'll be like Oprah and give you guys shit. So, yeah. I'm going to accidentally post myself naked again. That's just, you know, like, come on. I just put that in there just because we want to be realistic. We want to be honest. It'll probably happen once or twice more. So subscribe now. Just get the best possibility chances of seeing me butt naked. Make sure you're subscribed right there. Link in bio. I'm just kidding. And I also think something else I think about 2026 is it's really the year to stop giving a fuck. Why? Well, we literally like don't control shit these days. Like, what do I mean is like, you like actually don't control anything. Like, you never know how the world's gonna respond. It's like, you could post something and people could take it so out of context or not. Like, I just see things on my For You page sometimes and it's like, you click on the comments and I just never know where it's gonna go. Like, there's some people who do things that are so like out of pocket and not okay. And like, you look at the comments and no one's saying anything about it. Like fucking the shit like TJR is posting. I'm like, how are you posting this? He's like that like Miami stock bro. And it's just posting like stuff that is just like so not okay. And just no one says anything about it. Where it's like, you know, someone like an Alex Earl is probably like rereading and like taking every way someone could interpret something 500 times because like she fucking has to because people are insane. So I just don't think you should give a fuck because you're never going to be able to control people's like perception of you and how they're going to read things. Like one person can do something and it's fine, or someone else does it and everyone has a problem with it. So I just don't think you should give a fuck because you literally can't control how people are going to perceive things. So as long as you think you're doing good, just fucking do it. Also, there's AI now. That's why you shouldn't give a fuck, because if you do something and it's like so crazy, it was AI. That was AI. No, that wasn't me. That was AI. Prove it. They can't. It's AI. So that's why I also think you should just not give a fuck because you can just blame it on AI. So, yeah. I have my OGs on lock. It's 2026. I'm about to be 22 years old. I have my OGs on lock. Like, I have my bridesmaids. Yeah, maybe a few more will trickle in, but like, I got my dogs, so I'm good. Like, I just don't really care about much else. You know, I have my homegirls. I have a support system. I have a great family. Like, why? What else is to give a fuck about? I'm up. Everything is just so oversaturated too. That's why I think you shouldn't give a fuck. Like, everyone's gonna have a problem with everything. Everyone's just trying to make it out here. You know, everyone's just trying to put food on the table at the end of the day. So just don't take shit too personal. They're not. So why should you? Just stop giving a fuck. The let them theory, that's a big one. Like, just, you can't control other people. So just let them do them. And how do you want to be remembered is also a big thing. Sometimes it goes along with my living for the plot thing. Sometimes it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that, but fuck it. Like, okay, just do it. At least you'll be remembered. You know, I'd rather be, oh my God, she's crazy, instead of who is she? I don't know, but that's just me. And also, going along with all of this, people will find any reason to hate on you. Like, if you have a hater, like, you could literally be doing the coolest fucking thing in the world and they will find a reason and a way to hate on you. So, and same way, like, you could be doing the most boof shit ever and people will find a way to praise you. You just can't really, again, control other people's emotions, actions, everything in between. So just be doing you, because people will always find a way to hate, love, anything in between. So fuck, just keep doing it, honestly. Now, fuck. I'm a little nervous. I don't even know how I'm going to put this into words. I hope it like comes out right and doesn't word vomit. I like need to hold a pillow for like honestly support right now. If you've stayed till the end, you're getting the tea and you're getting the drama. This is like a special little thing. I'm not going to clip this. I'm not going to talk about this on my social media. So if you're here, hi, let's keep this between us. I haven't even fully acknowledged this situation in my brain. None of my friends know this. I, again, don't even fucking know this because I haven't really really reflected on what's happening right now and like thought about the situation. So I'm just kind of confused. So I think we're just going to hash it out on the mic together right now. I kind of always post things I feel like it's confusing about. Like, I posted a video like how to get over a man, and it's like, Davis, what man are you getting over right now? And as much as I'm like, oh, fucking X, like, why go back? Like, you're better than that. I feel like growing up, especially the way I was raised through my mom, was just kind of like, if a man does you wrong once, like, literally just run the other direction. You can find 50 others. But for some reason, I feel like I am very confident. I am very secure. And I wouldn't say that I'm someone who like goes back to an ex, but I am. Like, I do go back to my ex. Like, we fucking know this. I still be fucking my ex sometimes. But it's also like, not to make excuses, it's It's not like it's really that traumatic of a situation that I'm going back to. Sure, you know what? Maybe I would be better off and things would look greater on the other side if I did just, move on. But that's no fucking fun. Like, dude, I'm in college for the plot. It's kind of fun. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, sue me. Like, me saying like my like nights I'm like so upset and having so much drama and anger and everything in between for what? For content. That's for what? I'm just kidding. But it's like, shoot, if he texts you and is like, come over, as much as I'm like, no, fuck that, don't go. Honestly, again, you know me, fuck, I'm going to do it for the plot. So I posted that video, how am I going to go over, like how to get over a man, because I was like, trying to give myself some advice. And I was like, just stop thinking about it. Like if you're getting over a man, like it's not just going to be you don't want to see him. Like, yeah, you honestly might hate him. And for some reason, you're still going to want to go see him, even if he did something so awful to you. But it's like you need to make that conscious decision every time. It's a choice. It's genuinely a choice that you make, whatever it is, maybe 15 times a fucking day, to not text him. Like, just because someone does something awful to you doesn't mean you're still going to necessarily like want what's happening, even if you know it's best. So my thing I said on TikTok was like, just, you make the conscious choice to actively say no to yourself and know, like, even if you want to, that's not what's best. Stop doing it. Well, I was on that wave for a while. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm over this. I'm gonna do it for the plot. And when I do those 5-mile walks, I walk by my ex-boyfriend's house every single time. And I make that conscious decision to not go into his house and be like, hey, what's up? Well, I made the conscious decision the other week to go to his house. None of my friends know this. And it's not even like I like swore him off. No, but I did completely swear him off. But it's like, bro, he didn't like cheat on me, like we're not together. So it's like, it's kind of no harm, no foul. Like it's fair game, low key. And it's not like I'm fucking Miss Perfect Holly Homemaker out here. I'm definitely doing my fair share of shit. But I go over to his house the other night, right? And I like am going on my walk. I wore like lingerie under my walking clothes. Like I tell Emily, no one's gonna hear this, by the way. Like I'm not even gonna acknowledge this. Like Emily is my friends. I love my friends, but like they're maybe some of them. I'm like, they're not watching to the end of my episode, I feel like. So that's why I feel like I can get away with this. But I tell her I'm going on a walk. I'm like, okay, I'm going on a walk, which it's not abnormal. Like for me at 8:00 at night to go on a 3-hour walk is not abnormal. So, I go on my walk. No, I get in I call my Uber down the street. Actually, I made him call the Uber. Don't worry. He calls the Uber. I get in. I go over. I'm like literally in my walking clothes with lingerie under it, right? I go over. I sleep with him. It's fine. It's great. Whatever. And then I see him again the next day. Just kind of, he also lives with a bunch of my guy friends. So I was over there the next day because I like stopped by my walk to like hang out with like some of his roommates and just, like play Fortnite on the couch. I don't fucking know. That was a very pick me statement, but whatever. And then I'm like talking to him and he's like, by the way, like I have something funny to tell you. I'm like, what? And he has, and this is like, I obviously don't blame the girl. I honestly feel bad for the girl. My question here is like, well, this is honestly, I'm talking about this in current times. And when you're seeing this episode, this situation is like long gone. So I guess you can't give me advice. I guess time will tell what I fucking do. But he tells me, he's like, there's this girl that I met abroad and like she has a flight like booked to come see me. Like she's coming and staying with me. I'm like, you have this girl. And like she doesn't know he's sitting there fucking his ex. Like he has been talking to this girl and he isn't paying for the flight. Like, not that makes it any better, but this girl is flying out to stay with my ex-boyfriend. And he's telling me this, like, as I'm like in bed with him, like literally just had his dick in my mouth. Like, what was that explicit? Okay, whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck? And at first I'm kind of laughing and I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean you have some girl to come see you? And then he's like, like actively talk to me like this morning. He like texts me. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, nothing. Like just about to go pick up this girl from the airport. This is some girl he's never met. She's flying to come see him. And then she's like staying in his room all weekend. And I'm like, what are you going to do? He's like, I don't know. Like probably go out to the bars. What the fuck? It was just kind of like, I don't know. Like, yeah, we're not dating. So it's fair fucking game. But like, I'm like, do I like, hey girl, like what hey girly would that even be? Like, I just almost feel bad. It's like I just know for a fact, like he's been, I haven't looked at his phone, but I don't want to see, like, I don't want to look. So like, ignorance is honestly bliss in this situation. But like, I know from like what he said, like he's been like talking to this girl for a little bit. Like, I think she like likes him, thinks they have something good going on. And again, not that I'm a Kardashian, but like I have learned through past things. I'm like, can you please make sure this one doesn't follow me? Because like, I'm not a Kardashian, but for some reason, mans like to pick the ones that are like, have been in my DMs for months. And it's just, it's a little weird. It hits a little too close to home, figuratively and literally, And so, yeah, he's been talking to this girl. She's flying out to come see him. And then like, I literally said, I was like, well, is it going to be awkward if I like stop by on my walk on Saturday? And she's like, in your bed? Like, it's just weird. Like, I literally have like stuff hanging in his closet still. It's just a really weird situation. So my question, which I guess you can't even fucking answer because this will be too long gone, is like, am I supposed to like, hey girly her? Like, I just don't really know what's going on. And then he's like, she leaves Monday. Like, can I see you Monday night? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I don't know. So that's my secret and that's my drama. Yeah, I don't know. That's like a really interesting, it's like a backwards reverse cowgirl, hey girly. It just really doesn't make sense. So I don't know if I'm the other woman. Like, I'm like, am I side hoe? Am I main hoe? Like, am I like, I don't know who's the victim here. I really don't. I think we're just all victims in this situation. And I also think it's just like, poor girl, like don't ever get involved in two people who are like, not together, but together. It's like fire and just like drama and everything in between. So like poor girl being involved in this. But like if I was her and I was flying out to go stay with a boy, and like trust me, it's not like they're friends. Like this is this girl flying out to like see this boy she likes, and he was like literally having sex with his ex 24 hours ago in the bed. Like I don't like he's a boy. The sheets aren't changed. Those sheets she is going to be sleeping in are the same sheets we had sex in, 1000%. So I also was over there the other day. He's cleaning his sheets, and I'm like, so if you're cleaning them now before I get in the bed, like, is that they're still gonna, he was like, oh, well, it will be fine. Like, we won't really, I'm like, I'm beside myself. So, but it's not my fault, right? Like, I don't know the girl, so I can't really reach out. And then again, it's like, he is single, but it's just like, I feel like if I was her, I'd kind of like to be aware of that. But also, I don't think that's my job to tell her. So that's my tea. That's my lore. Yeah, honestly, when I've like acknowledged the situation more, I think I'll have more to say on it that like makes fucking sense, because I feel like I was just kind of talking in circles, but like I'm always talking in fucking circles. So you're welcome. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I love you guys. And as always, you can find me on YouTube at Davis Row. It's always something is the name, because it's literally always something. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. There's always something fun. So just, okay, what? I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had, it's like, y'all watch out, bro. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little episode. I hope you're having so much fun at home for the holidays with family, with friends, and everything in between. I hope you're maybe getting some dick under the tree this year. I don't know. And cool for those who are bitches. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Davis Row _. You can find me on TikTok at Davis Row, Diva Davis as well. You can find me on YouTube at Davis Row, and you can find me on Snapchat at Davis Row with 4 S's and 4 E's, because can never make things too easy. If you're not already subscribed and you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, because we always have fun things happening. I love you guys. Happy holidays, and thank you. Hopefully I see you next week. Bye.